You didn't quit. You're really like against all odds. You're doing something that no one in the family's done, that none of your friends have done.
I'm just gonna say the thing you're not supposed to say.
Whatever is mine is looking for me.
You have to know what road to take to get to your final destination.
Everything that you ever wanted is on the other side of fear.
Hello. Good evening. So, how is the sound? How is the audio? I think I'm officially going to be able to come back and do evening lives. Let me know if evening time works better for you. I did beat my face. Did a little, a little makeup. After I took my long walk like Jill Scott, I had to take a long walk like Jill Scott to really clear my head, clear my mind before I decided to sit down and do this live. So you all remember this video that I did about 2 months ago? Hold on, let me do I've been practicing my Raven Baxter. Or hold on, is it like that? How did she do it? She's like, okay, let's go back. Let's rewind. Y'all remember this? I look stressed. Hold on, let's change the colors here. I look a little stressed. But do you remember this? No.
This is another thing too. This like people don't question this. This country was founded on Christianity. Treat thy neighbor. I'm just like, why do they treat us so bad while being because we're black? Like that doesn't like
Mhm. So let's get into this young lady. She recently is going viral because she's coming to the realization that with the rise of white nationalism, she is now conflicted within her faith. I said, if you don't understand where I'm coming from today, tomorrow, 2 months from now, or even a year to 2 years from now, one day you will understand. And it's only been 2 months. So let's get into this lady. Please ignore Gotham City. This is why I don't like doing lives around this time, because the traffic is ridiculous and it's crazy outside. But this lady, she had this to say after going to church for the first time after the Charlie Kirk assassination.
I had to walk out of church today over comments about Charlie Kirk. I'm on the verge of tears sitting in this parking lot because I'm having such a complex with my faith. Because I genuinely don't understand how Christians are pushing this man as though hate didn't come out of his mouth and heart on a consistent basis. And I'm genuinely...
And I want to say this because I've been projected on. I'm still projected on. I have people out here trying to tell me how I feel. Very strange. I have people putting actions behind my feelings, and I don't put actions behind my feelings because I don't really have any when it comes to the situation. I'm really just staying out of it. I also thought it was weird because I've talked about how I went to therapy. I talked about how I went through narcissistic abuse. And one thing about narcissistic abuse is you learn that having boundaries with your empathy is very important, because abusers can weaponize your empathy against you. And so now that I'm showing that I'm exercising, that I have boundaries when it comes to my empathy so that I'm not being taken advantage of and manipulated by abusers. I have women attacking me. It's very strange. And I said, I'm indifferent about this. There's no actions behind my feelings because I don't have any. And I have boundaries when it comes to my empathy. That's not changing. So, and I let's really get into it though. So, for the last, I would say 5 years, I dedicated a lot of my time, a lot of my energy into empowering women and going up against red pillars, misogyny, racism, sexism. I've dedicated a lot of time, energy into empowering women by encouraging them to be discerning, teaching them what that actually looks like and how to protect themselves. But for whatever reason, when it comes to this situation, a lot of women are confused, very confused, and they are wanting to project their confusion on me. I'm not confused. I'm very clear on where I stand, and I stand very firm in where I stand. And this is why men can come in, the narcissist that women love to complain about on social media constantly, daily. This is why they're able to come in and easily, yes, easily manipulate women because all they have to do is weaponize your empathy and abuse you with it, and you eat it up. And I have wasted years empowering women to protect themselves and discern when that actually is happening. Have I wasted my time? I feel like I have. I feel like I have. Because I'm learning that this man was a podcaster. He was influencing men that were sexist. And you know what? Cynthia G warned me. She warned me years ago. She said religion will be the downfall of women. And I didn't want to believe her. I didn't. I didn't want to believe her. I'm like, no, 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 no.
Sitting here like, if this is the God
Crazy.
that we serve, if this is the reflection of the God we serve, do I want to be a part of it? I'm truly having a conflict with my faith because the leaders that we're supposed to be following are guiding us in this way to feel empathy and sympathy, and like that this person was this great Christian, and that the message that his wife gave was, it started off with like praising God.
I also want to add this too. Ladies, please watch who you're breaking bread with because I feel like the weak links are being exposed. I just got to be honest. If you're serious about your beliefs, where you stand, and you stand firm on it, and you don't buckle at the knees and fold up like a lawn chair, you have to break bread with women who are the same. Now I see why Harriet Tubman was like, "Oh, we can't take all of you with us because we can't. You're a risk." Literally, literally, all it takes is someone getting in your head, manipulating you, and you're completely compromised. It doesn't take much at all. At all. Let's continue though. It does not take much. And now this woman is she's confused, and I knew that this was going to happen because I literally said, I'm like, with the rise of white Christian nationalism in this country, you're going to see the truth about Christianity. And no one wanted to believe me. People were making it about devil worshiping. People were making it about witchcraft. People were making it about everything but what it was about. And then this isn't new. This has been going on. This been going on since slavery. You know, the woke black people that were out here warning black Christians about how Christianity is colonization and it upholds the white supremacy in this system. But everyone was looking at the black woke people like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. You know, and now we have a woman here that is confused in her faith because now she's stuck between a rock and a hard place and she has to choose between either her faith with her religion or her values, her morals, her principles. And there shouldn't be a divide, right? Because they should intertwine with each other. But here she is conflicted.
And I'm like, did we miss the chapter of hate that he endorsed, encouraged, and pushed? I don't know where to go from here. I don't. To spew hate and hide yourself behind a Bible, to me, is not something I want to be a part of, and it's not the faith I want to be a part of.
And how did she come to this conclusion? Discernment. Discernment. That a label and someone putting up a front like a narcissist would, that's not really getting her on board with what they're trying to sell her. As she should. As a smart, intelligent woman should. As I preach on this channel. As she should. So she's just not buying it. She's not brainwashed. She can see through the manipulation. She can see through it. She can see through the smoking mirrors, which is why she walked out of church.
So what do? I got up out of church and walked out. And I'm at a battle within myself sitting here. It's like, to what do? I don't want him to be a reflection of what I believe.
And see, this is when we gave other people outside of ourselves too much power. Because you should always go within. It's never without. It's within. It's always been within. If you turn within, you'll be just fine. So this woman is conflicted because what was normal to her was a facade, and she's just now coming to that realization. And I find it interesting because I've seen a lot of Christians say things like, you know, make fun of people that have like church hurt or that have trauma associated church and things like that. And here's another woman going through the same thing. And I'm pretty sure that was very traumatizing for her as a black woman to sit in church and hear these comments.
And what do you do when your leaders and your pastor is saying that is the reflection? To me, I feel like I'm smart. I feel like I've worked hard to get where I get, and to push a man who thought that I didn't have the thinking capacity to get to where I am, that I stole a white person's spot. Like, to think that that's the okay thought, that me as a black person can't function in this world and be just as great as the next, that I don't deserve where I am. Is that what God thinks of me? Is that what this faith thinks of me? I don't know.
Let me move on to this one too. It's been an interesting week.
We just had the first Sunday morning in America after the assassination of Charlie Kirk, and boy, are the fault lines of Christian nationalism in this country showing themselves. White Christian nationalism is showing itself. I have seen videos from people on here who had no idea that their churches were as racist, as virulently racist as they truly were, until this Sunday when people got up and started just praising Charlie Kirk. Churches in my own community that completely were flying under the radar before are feeling emboldened to come out of the woodwork and just start saying things. Pastor Howard John Wesley from Alfred Street Baptist Church, a black church in Alexandria, Virginia, put into words what I was feeling in a way that I could not articulate it. When talking about the death of Charlie Kirk, he said that he was overwhelmed by the outpouring of racism in this country in the wake of the assassination. He condemned the assassination. He said, I don't want anyone to die for what they believe in, even if it is a very, very hateful rhetoric. He did not deserve to die. What he said that will keep sticking with me is that the way someone died does not redeem how they lived. Think about that for a second. The way someone died does not redeem how they lived. Charlie Kirk died in one of the most tragic, awful, horrendous episodes of violence. But just because he died like that does not change the fact that he spent his life sowing division and hatred and racism and misogyny and queerphobia. Thank you, Pastor, for bringing this powerful message to a nation in crisis. We are in the grip of a crisis of white Christian nationalism in this nation, and we need to listen to voices from the prophetic black tradition, like Pastor Howard John Wesley brought to us today. Thank you so much, Pastor. Keep doing what you're doing.
And another thing, too, is this is nothing against Christianity. It's white national Christianity that I'm referring to. And I think people don't know the difference. I mentioned this in my last live stream. I was like, I really don't think people know the difference between white Christian nationalism and Christianity. I don't think people know the difference. Well, you have a lot of people that are, this is currently becoming a trend to deconstruct Christianity, right? So then that's when you instantly separate Christian white nationalism from Christianity. But I don't think people know the difference. So it's intellectual, conceptual destruction, ideas, beliefs, texts, identity, assumptions, what is taken for granted in the idea or text, break into claims, separate the main point from supporting points, look for contradictions. Where does the argument conflict with itself or reality? Do I need to reality? This is what a lot of people are out of touch with, is reality. So let me read this one again. Look for contradictions. Where does the argument conflict with itself or reality? Contextualize. Consider history. That's huge. Culture. That's even huge. Or perspective that shaped the idea. Reframe. This is important. Ask how things might look if you flip the perspective or question the foundation. So it's becoming a trend to deconstruct Christianity. Why? Because of the rise of white Christian nationalism. Why is that important? Well, you're seeing why it's important. You're seeing behind this Charlie situation, you're seeing why it's so necessary. And I've been saying this for the last, 3 years, and people have been projecting the most weirdest things on me, just pure evilness. And now here we are today where it's like, oh, so this is what Yoni was talking about. This is what I've been talking about the entire time. So let's go here too, because he posted this recently as well, because people are starting to wake up. They're like, wait a minute.
We're not a Christian nation. Where the American Christian Church is concerned, we're a Pharisaic nation.
Pharisees. Wow. Let's continue.
Pharisees being the group of religious leaders in Jesus' day, the group of people that Jesus levied his greatest condemnation, calling them hypocrites, blind guides, whitewashed tombs.
Oh.
If our religious leaders who flock to Donald Trump's side, who thrive on the very public laying on of hands for Donald Trump, if they were truly concerned about the message of Jesus Christ, they wouldn't be talking about building walls. They wouldn't be calling Donald Trump the Cyrus, the King David of our day.
Oh, let me go back to deconstruct, right? Look for contradictions. Where does the argument conflict with itself or reality? And see, this is why the woman in her video is conflicted, because she's seeing the contradictions. This is just the beginning for her. So she's on her TikTok and she's asking questions about, I don't know what to do. I don't know where to go from here. You deconstruct. You keep your faith and you deconstruct. You keep your faith and you deconstruct. So you're at the point of awareness where I'm like, wait a minute, this contradicts. Oh, it does. Confront the contradictions. So then you can reframe it and still stand strong in your faith. That's it. That's all you got to do. So let's continue. Let me go back.
We're not a Christian nation. Where they wouldn't be talking about building walls. They wouldn't be calling Donald Trump the Cyrus, the King David of our day. They'd be talking about do justly, love mercy, walk humbly with your God. They'd be telling Donald Trump that if you see a brother or sister in need and you don't have pity in your heart, then how can the love of God be in your heart? They would tell him to feed the hungry, clothe the naked, give health care to those in need. They would teach him the story of the rich young ruler who came to Jesus and said, what do I have to do to get into heaven? And for that particular man, Jesus said, sell everything you have and give it to the poor. We're not a Christian nation. We're a nation of people who call themselves Christians.
Ooh.
Many are true followers of Christ, and many, as the Bible said, are not. They follow false teachers. They see people like Donald Trump as representing God. Do justly, love mercy, and walk humbly with your God.
Let me continue. Let me continue. Hold on. Let me continue. Is it this one? I think it's this one right here.
Jesus rejects Christian nationalism, and the Bible's very clear about that. Jesus is not a mascot. He's a liberator of the oppressed. He reaches out to the most vulnerable.
He's the liberator of the oppressed. Let me rewind that so we can hear that again.
He's a liberator of the oppressed. He reaches out to the most vulnerable. This is biblical. This is the gospel. This is real. And if we're going to follow Jesus, we need to follow him as the liberator of the oppressed, not as a mascot. I don't care how many crosses we route around our necks, right? I don't know how many times we've got flags waving at the same time and all that. Jesus rejected that outright in Nazareth. He rejected it numerous times. He rejected it when he came into Jerusalem on a donkey, said, I'm not going to be that kind of leader. Period.
Let me continue. All right. Now, listen, there's some good preachers out here still. Don't get it twisted, y'all. There are some good preachers out here. It's just they're far in between. Okay? Far in between. Got to look high and low. I found some pastors this weekend that I'm like, they right here in Houston. I got to go check them out. Because I'm like, wait a minute. You preaching like that? Hold up. Now, this is why I'm disappointed in women. Like, if you want to know why I'm disappointed in women, this is why I'm disappointed in women right now.
So am I the only one who feels like there's a bigger issue that nobody's even talking about? The fact that every single time it's a man.
Sis, you mad at me over what a man did and what men have been doing. Why? This don't even got nothing to do with us. We are now among women. There's a divide that's happening over this Charlie Kirk situation. And it literally has everything to do with men and everything to do with this country, everything to do with the world. And I have women upset at me because I have boundaries when it comes to my empathy, especially regarding a misogynistic man, a very sexist man, where his wife is confused because she's saying that she's going to continue on his legacy, but she's in a community that does not respect female leadership. So if you see me moving different from this day forward, understand it was because of this situation. I will never forget this situation, ever. This was pivotal for me. I will never waste my time trying to empower women on an open platform like this anymore. Absolutely not. I will only do it in my small community. That's it. And now I understand, like, I can't even take us collectively as women. I can't take us serious. Like, there are too many. There have just been too many incidences, too many opportunities back to back where women have collectively shown me that they don't stand firm on anything. Literally. Like, we're talking about 4B movement. That's bullshit. Decentering men. Like this. Decentering men. Okay, this is a male on male crime. This happened between two men, yet we're inserting ourselves. Why? Why? This doesn't even have anything to do with us. I'm not understanding. Why? And why are we going at it with each other over the situation when this is something that we are consistently seeing, especially when it comes from the division of red pill online and these men that are in these private chat groups and in these incel chat groups? It's just like, so if you want to know why, I feel like I'm beating a dead horse over the head. I do. And now I look at all the other black women that came before me, like, I want to say, I believe her name was Saint Charles. I never got into her content. I found out about her probably like after the fact. And I think her name is Saint Charles. Paris Milan, um, Pink Pill, Nyla Says, like all of these women that were in this space and they were putting a lot of energy in this space to empower women have just stopped. And I wanted to know why. Like, I wanted to know, why did they go behind a paywall? Why did they stop showing up on YouTube? And it's like Kendall Saint Charles. I'm sorry, Kendall Saint Charles. I wanted to know, why did they just disappear? And it's like within the last few years, I've seen like firsthand why. I have. And it's not just women don't want to be accountable. Women don't want to change. And women don't want to stand firm in anything, really, long enough to see change. And that's what I've learned. Like the whole 4B movement, that was just smoking mirrors. Decentering men is smoking mirrors. It's just smoking mirrors. That's all it is. So I'm going to tell you to focus on yourself. That's it. 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 I don't even know what happened to Paris Milan. But I'm starting to see why these women just quit. Like why they just throw in the towel. I see it. To get attacked by women that you are literally pouring into from a genuine place. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, like, this is not worth the money. Like, it's not the stress, not the anxiety, not the I always have to look over my shoulder because I'm getting threats online. It's not worth it. It's not. It's not. Telling you right now, it's not worth it. So I just wanted to know. I was like, whoa, like, why do they just quit? And they don't even warn anyone. They just disappear. And now I get it. Now I get it. Even I think her name was Brit. I probably pronounced her name wrong, but she took a break for, I don't even know, like a year or so. I think her name is Brittany from the UK. She did a lot of commentary and she had a lot of takes on just different things that women go through, especially in relationships and things like that. She just popped up and I saw how she did a breakdown regarding the other female influencer that does a lot of like self-help stuff. I forget her name. She was the woman that got pregnant. Yeah, Brittany Lee. Brittany Lee. She was the one that got pregnant recently by that guy and he cheated on her. The Landon situation. Yeah, I saw that she's back. You know, and it's very rare that they come back. So, and it's because women just don't know how to stand firm on it. Like, and that's the thing. Like, if you want to know why the matriarch fell, is because men understand that they can weaponize your empathy against you to gain control over you. And then they also know that because you don't stand firm on anything, they know that they have the opportunity to manipulate you to gain control over you because you don't stand firm. You're confused. And pimps know and they can smell when a woman is weak-minded and confused because they know how they can get in, manipulate her mind, and get her under control. That's all it takes. So if you're the type of woman where you're confused and you don't know how to stand firm on anything, you are easy to manipulate and you're easy to control. I don't know how many times I have to say this. So when you choose a belief, you stick to it. Even if it means you have to walk out of church because your values are not in alignment with what is going on in that church, even though it's a church. That's a pastor. Or else that pastor will easily do what? Manipulate you and do what? Gain control over you. So I'm gonna play this video and this man is gonna break it down. I don't even know why we women are even going at it with each other when this literally has nothing to do with us. It never does, because when it comes to crimes like this in this country, it's always a man at the scene. Always a man at the scene. Are we ever gonna see a woman go into a school and shoot up a school? Probably not. We may one day, but it's very rare. It's very rare. So I don't even know why we're even getting into it. Like, I really don't get it. I don't even know why. Makes no sense. So he's going to break it down because he's just like, why is no one ever talking about this? And it's always crucial when you see these incidences, look at the age. Look at the age range of these men that are committing these crimes.
So am I the only one who feels like there's a bigger issue that nobody's even talking about? The fact that every single time it's a man. Every time. It's a man. It's a guy. It's a teenage boy. Every time. And nobody's talking about it. And I don't understand why we're not addressing the fact that men are killing everybody. Like, if every other week it was a story about a woman going in and shooting up a bunch of kids at a school, and a woman who was being a sniper and taking somebody out, and a woman went into a church and shot up a whole bunch of people, I can guarantee you people would be having a lot of conversations about all the things that are wrong with women. But guys, we're not, like, we're letting Roblox and Call of Duty and, you know, Grand Theft Auto raise our boys. We're letting online personalities who are about getting clicks and crap teach people how to be men, and it's just nonsense. And real men need to step up and realize we're not getting it done, man, and it's not a left thing and it's not a right thing, it's a man thing. There's so much pain, so much sadness, so much hurt that is being passed down and carried through the days of their lives that men are not talking about. I don't know if we need to stop, you know, all fantasy and all betting and golf and frickin' sports for a month and just give guys a minute to get their crap together, but it's about time, like, we do something, because just continuing to pass on the shame or the anger, the frustration, the sadness of whatever is going on in life that is continuing to perpetuate men's ability and willingness to kill other people and not do anything about it is just, that time has come and gone. And we as a community, as men in particular need to stop just saying it's something. That it's us. And that means we all collectively need to do better. We'd ask the same thing if it was some other group.
Please give the video a thumbs up. Can you please give the video a thumbs up? For whatever reason, I believe I'm shadow banned. I don't know why. People are not getting notifications when I post videos, when I go live. So if that is you and you're not getting notifications, please either unsubscribe, resubscribe, hit the notification bell again, and just refresh so then you can be notified for when I go live and when I upload, because I'm going to be uploading. Okay. So I'm just going to move on. I felt like what he had to say was what I've been saying for a while. I think a lot of us, a lot of my community of women, we've been saying this. We've been saying it's not just a man. It's not, it's always a man. When is it ever going to be one of us? You know, so, and then let me play this too.
I'm not living around blacks. Sorry. You know, I want white kids, and I don't want my white kids bringing home black people to marry. It's racial for me. And call me racist. Oh, very Christian of you. I don't give a fuck.
I literally said, things are about to get really uncomfortable here this year. I said, with the rise of Christian nationalism, I'm like, things are going to get real interesting. And listen, some of you owe the black woke people an apology. You do. And shout out to the black woke people out here where you were literally speaking your truth intellectually, critically, analytically, and you were demonized, casted off to hell, all because you were calling out how the colonization in Christianity is linked to white supremacy in the system that keeps us oppressed daily. That's all we've been saying this whole time. I done been called a witch. I done been casted off to hell. I don't know how many times. Then the girl that posted on my community tab, if you go to her, she's blocked, by the way. I blocked everybody that was saying crazy, talking crazy to me, got blocked. Because I block. I don't delete comments. I block. No one in my personal life talks to me crazy, disrespects me, and then they're still going to get access to me. They don't have that privilege. So I don't delete comments. I block, especially if I feel like you're personally attacking me with an insult. You're just going to get blocked. I don't care. But even the girl that was on my community tab, she was coming at me hostile. And then I went to her YouTube channel. Let me see if I can pop, because I just want y'all to see, like, this is what I've been dealing with. The harassment is insane. I'm not going to show her name, but if you, do y'all see that? And then, like, this is another thing too, right? So you know how there's a trendy saying, there's nothing like Christian hate? What is this? Let's go back to what he just said. What is this?
It's racial for me. And call me racist. Oh, very Christian of you. I don't give a fuck.
Here's the thing, too. I just read an article yesterday that Nick Fuentes is gaining in popularity. And where he used to be kind of the right-wing outer sphere, he is now coming to the inside. And this is why, because of the racism. Like you said, it hits hard. Fox News doesn't go quite this bold, but it's racially coded all day long, every day. People want to hear that they're better than them because that's what they believe in their religious beliefs. So they like hearing it from other people.
This is not fringe in Bible Belt states, you guys. It is not fringe. And I know as scary as that is for you all to hear that and painful for Black and brown people to hear that, I just want you to know that I've seen it. I have seen it, and I have experienced in white circles, white people saying versions of this or hearing, stories like this. This is what, when they say make America great again, as
And one thing I know about Jesus, Yahshua, hate is nowhere in sight. That's not his legacy at all. At all. At all. At all. And if you want Jesus to be your high priestess, listen, Jesus can be your high priestess. I don't have no issue with that at all. But the hate that people do in his honor is very strange to me. Like, I can't get with it. Like, I can't get with it at all. Like, it's very strange. Because I'm like, he wasn't for hate at all. So it just gets weird. It gets very weird. I believe in the legacy. I believe in Christ conscious. I believe in all of that. Okay? Nothing wrong with Jesus being your high priestess at all. Okay? The issue is the energy within other people's hearts. Like, I'm about to show you another video, and I'm just like, where's the love? Like, I don't see it in their eyes. Like, I'm just using my discernment. I'm like, where's the love? Why is there like hatred coming off of them? It's weird.
I'm just said, it's for sure their number one target is always Black people. It always is. This rise in racism should be the top story, but because all of our politicians are so beholden to Israel, it's always the rise in anti-Semitism. So then the Republican Party can say to the Black electorate, the Democrats have abandoned you. They use you. And I'm going to say, unless the Democrats really start addressing this rise in racism, that's going to be a pretty good argument for Republicans to make, because this is so abhorrent. This is so horrific. And this white evangelical engine behind Donald Trump, their number one, before women, before gays, before anybody, is Black people. It always has been, and it always will be. And I can tell you that because I've lived around it.
She is telling you what she has seen. And there's another woman on this app. She used to be Mormon trad wife. She left MAGA. We're going to start reacting to some of her videos too, because she got a lot to say, because she's been in those circles. You know, when people tried to come on my platform and gaslight me, insane. But you can't gaslight me out of my own experiences. Hello? You have not walked in my shoes. I grew up predominantly in a white neighborhood. I was exposed to racism in politics before colorism. I didn't know nothing about colorism until I was 18, 19, 20 years old. Racism, politics, microaggression? Oh, I knew about that very earlier on. So when Charlie Kirk said, oh, if I see a Black pilot, I would question if he's even qualified. What? But see, if this was your homegirl saying slick comments under their breath, snarkily little remarks and comments, right? You would pick that up and instantly be like, oh, she jealous of me. She envious of me. But somebody literally being very subtle, right? With racism, you were like, oh, no. Like, it was just an opinion. That's just his opinion. No, that's racism. I had to deal with that a lot. Middle school, high school, basketball team, track meets, track team, softball. I had to deal with racism and microaggression and politics on top of that. So don't try to tell me anything. Don't try to tell me what that looks like. I had to deal with racist coaches, but I also learned that there's racist and then there's white people. Yep. Mm-hmm. I've had good experiences with white people. I have. I can't say they're all bad. Even with my earlier experiences, I can't say they're all bad. I can't. What makes me sick to my stomach as well is when I also see Black people put themselves down and to put like white people on a pedestal. And it's like, I've seen them get away with things. My 15-year high school reunion was this past Saturday. You couldn't pay me to go to that. Couldn't pay me. I would hate to show up now with all of this racial discourse going on. Absolutely not. So I'm just thinking, like, don't try to speak for me in my experience, in my opinions. I've been through a lot and I've seen a lot. And one thing that I know about Charlie Kirk is those little microaggressions, that's just a little dose of how he really feels about Black people. And for some, that's a lot. For me, it's a lot, right? But just think about the dinner conversations. Think about the conversations that they have when Black people and brown people are not around. Then they really get to tell you how they feel, unfiltered. Some of you don't know what that's like. Maybe you've never had white friends, but I was younger and I used to hang around white people all the time. We used to hang out cool, right? And those kids would always tell me how their parents really felt about Black people at the dinner table. Those conversations, the same type of conversations that we have at our dinner tables as Black people, but it's always about, you got to work twice as hard. Got to get ahead. Don't complain. Just do the work. Go twice as hard, 3 times as hard. Those are our conversations. Oh, and if the police pull you over, don't do nothing. Don't move. Those are our dinner conversations, but their dinner conversations were the opposite. How do I know this? I had white friends. Don't try to tell me anything. So I just,
heard it, I have seen it, and it still goes on to this day. And so many white people are too cowardice to stand up and fight for their Black brothers and sisters. And it just is absolutely sickening. Moving along, here's Caroline.
Let me continue. The gaslighting is so unreal.
I won't let anybody distort reality and try to paint this picture that Charlie Kirk was this God-fearing family man who just wanted to go to college campuses and debate. Roll the fucking tape. Do you guys know what an opinion is? An opinion goes something like this. Yeah, I prefer Pepsi over Sprite. Not, if I get on a plane and I see a Black pilot, I'm going to wonder if they're qualified. That's racist.
Believe, like, y'all, I had to calm down. That's why I had to go take a long walk like Jill Scott. I've been taking long walks like Jill Scott to keep my sanity. Pilates has been helping too. The shakes, the burns. It helps me, the aggression so that I don't crash out and spaz out. Because I'm not going to lie, y'all. Those comments on my community tab, the old me, woo, girl. It was, you hoes. And then I was like, delete, 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 delete. We better than that. Because I was about to go off. Don't try to tell me what's in my character. There's a lot of things in my character. And one of those things is I will bully a bully. I will bully you if you bully me. If you disrespect me, I will disrespect you back. But, when you have a platform and everyone is trying to tell you what's in your character, I have a shadow side. I talk about my shadow side all the time. Okay? Ken the man, she's my alter ego. When I listen to her lyrics, we rapping together, sis. Bar for bar. Do not try to come at me as if. Because Yoni's spiritual. Listen, that is to keep me in check. That is not for you, sis. That's for me. Okay? But I will meet you at your level if it comes to that. Okay? But I was like, you know what? I have free will. Let me just block you so that I don't have to call you out your name. So I just blocked you and moved on. I'm tired of people making it seem like just because I try to be kind, patient, and understanding that I won't cuss your ass out. I will. I don't know where people are getting that from. Seriously, I will cuss your ass out. But I'm like, you know what? That ain't right. I literally have to talk to myself like, don't do that. Let's just remove our energy. Oh, I cannot stand it. Like, I'm just like, listen. And yes, I talk to God all the time and I will still cuss your ass out. This is not all love and light. Between two worlds is living between light and darkness. It's not just living in light. especially when you still living on earth. Ain't no way you can just be all light on earth. It's impossible. It's impossible. This is why you need to have boundaries when it comes to your empathy. Because if you don't, people will manipulate you and use it against you and weaponize it against you to do what? To gain control over you, to use you. How do you think pimps are what they are? Pimps are what they are because they know that if they can get in your head and weaponize your insecurities, your empathy, your emotions, your desires, they know that they can control you with that. So you better have better boundaries. I don't get it. I don't understand people. Let me continue though.
The guy didn't believe in empathy. The guy was transphobic, homophobic, Islamophobic, and then says he loves Jesus. What fucking Bible are you reading, motherfucker? This is literally the epitome of fuck around and find out. You can't just run around the entire world spreading the most vile shit ever. Thousands of kids and women just being fucking deleted off the map in fucking Palestine. And this guy's cheering it on. And then he gets domed. And I'm supposed to cry for the motherfucker? What the fuck are we talking about?
It's crazy. Let me move on to something else. Okay. You know, the good news is out of all the chaos, I found some pastors that I think I'm gonna go visit. I found some pastors. I'm like, okay, wait a minute. I like how you preaching. I may have to come check you out. Seriously. So let me play this one. Oh yeah, this lady here.
Why am I seeing people say that Charlie Kirk was the closest thing we had to Jesus on earth?
What?
When there is a pope seated in Rome, and you have nuns who are helping the poor, huh? You have
Oh yeah.
the little church lady at your church who has opened her home for the stranger. Charlie Kirk was the closest thing on earth that we had to Jesus. Mind you, Jesus is in my heart. Mind you, Jesus is in my heart. Number 2. Jesus of Nazareth, who born of a virgin in a manger, died on the cross, rose on the 3rd day with the nails in his hands and his feet, who calmed the waters, who opened the eyes of the blind, who healed the sick, raised the dead. Jesus Christ of Nazareth?
I mean, a lot of us are trying not to spaz out. Is it just me? Like a lot of us are trying not to just lose it because we feel so gaslit. Like I feel so gaslit. Like I'm like going insane. Like, is this real? Like, is this really, is this real? Is this the reality right now? Is this the reality? Oh my gosh. What do you tell kids? And then again, back to this country. I don't believe it's a Christian nation. I know it's labeled that, but like, look, have you ever looked at the dollar bill? It says in God we trust, right? And then like, okay, do you see that? You see that? And then like, you look at the dollar bill, right? It says in God we trust. Where's the cross? Like, where's the cross? Because you know when you get into symbolisms, especially when it comes to like religion, spirituality, symbols matter. They matter, right? So it's like when you look at the dollar bill, right? There's no cross. Like, what the hell is that? Where's the cross? So, like I said, deconstruct. Okay. And when you call on God, okay, say God Almighty. Okay. The highest of the most high. Because even though you calling yourself Christian and things like that, there are other gods out here, honey. So you need to make sure you calling on the right one, okay? And when I look at this dollar bill, ain't a cross in sight, okay? Ain't a cross in sight, and even on the $20 bill, says in God we trust. No cross in sight. It's very interesting. So some of you have some homework. All right. Keep your faith though. I'm gonna always tell you keep your faith, but weed through the manipulation because there's a lot of contradictions. All right. So let's continue. All right. There's a lot of contradictions. I don't agree with this. I saw this. Black women. And this is why I said I feel indifferent about it and I don't plan to do anything because they have been trying everything to get us outside. They have been trying everything to get us outside in the streets. Don't fall into the manipulation. Don't fall into it. See, they wanted to get you all riled up, get your emotions going so that you would go out in the street and do something like this. So then they can have a reason to be like this. Okay? Don't fall into the gimmicks, okay? Don't fall into what they wanted you to do because that's what they want you to do. They want you to go out there and act like this.
Yeah, look at me. Hey, look at me. Look at me, everybody. Look at me.
Star team, check score, motherfucker. I know you need me. No limit, nigga, on limitless pills. I've been high for a minute. This shit getting critical.
So then they can have a reason to act like this.
Motherfucking animals! You liberal, progressive, deranged fucking animals! You are so hateful in your hearts to go out and shoot a young man who's never hurted anyone with Christian values, a young, beautiful family, a father, a husband, a friend, a son. You shot him. Why? Because you didn't agree with his politics? Because you didn't agree with his ideology? That's the reason why he deserves to die, you fucking animals!
Oh, no.
So then they can address you as this.
People on the left are much likelier to defend and celebrate political violence. This is not a both sides problem. If both sides have a problem, one side has a much bigger and malignant problem, and that is the truth we must be told. And while our side of the aisle certainly has its crazies, it is a statistical fact that most of the lunatics in American politics today are proud members of the far left. People on the left.
Sit your ass down and sit in the house and do nothing. Is it really hard? Is it hard for you to sit down and do nothing? They are literally baiting you. They've been baiting you all year, sis. Sit your ass down. Sit down. Seriously, they've been baiting you. They've been wanting you to come outside. Literally, it gives that scene. It literally gives the scene in Sinners. Seriously, stay your ass inside. Sit your ass down somewhere. My goodness. They've been baiting you, 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 baiting you. Sit down. And then y'all wonder why I made the statement that I made. I'm like, sit down. Please. Oh my goodness. Spiritually, you've been called to sit down. I don't have to tell you. If you are a black woman, spiritually in your bones that you've been called to rest and to sit down. I shouldn't even have to tell you this. It's like ridiculous. That I'm like, they want you outside, okay? It is intentional. It is on purpose. Don't think that it's not. It is. They want you outside for a reason, so they can have a reason.
Why are y'all so angry? You have the White House, you have both houses of Congress, you have a Supreme Court that is completely obedient to your president. They're willing to give him unlimited power. They're willing to say that he can take SEAL Team 6 and kill anybody he wants. They were willing to affirm that. They're willing to say that ICE can racially profile anybody they want. The United States Supreme Court has said you can racially profile Latinos based on their accent or the way they look. You guys have everything you want. You have legal racial profiling. You've ended DEI. You've ended affirmative action. You get all the best jobs even if you're not qualified. You can be a Fox Weekend host and be the Defense Department's Secretary of Defense. You can be Kash Patel and be a podcaster who wants to go to Valhalla and run the FBI as long as you're conservative. You have everything. Why are y'all so angry? What the fuck are you angry about? You've banned all of our books. You've banned Black history. You banned the 1619 Project. You don't have to compete with women for jobs. You've chased them out of the military. You've chased them out of the senior positions in the Department of Defense. You've gotten rid of all the Black history in the museums. Museums are terrified. I have contacts that I'm talking to inside of the Interior Department, people who are running all of those spaces where you can go and see a Civil War memorial or something. The people who work in these places are terrified. They're afraid to tell the real history. The people who are working for the federal government are afraid to say the word Black. You guys have canceled Black scholarships. You're damn near, I guess, ready to get rid of HBCUs. Donald Trump just recently said they're not going to fund any minority serving institution. Y'all have gotten rid of that. You've gotten rid of help for Black kids to go to college. What more do you want? What are you so angry about? I go every so often.
And it's crazy. They got to have all this on their side. Why they got to have all this on their side? Do y'all ever ask those questions? Like, why was it so necessary? Why did they have to reverse all of these things? Like, what's tea? I know why, but I can't say why on a public platform. That's a private conversation we'll have to have. And I will be doing another video follow-up regarding Mrs. Clerk and her video that she made that was very disturbing. I don't feel comfortable talking about it publicly. That video was very disturbing. I don't know if anyone has seen it, but what, like, they are angry. Like, I have never in my life looked at people in the eyes and I've seen like so much like hatred in their eyes. It's crazy. Have y'all not seen that video? You got to go check it out. I'm going to react to it on Patreon. So I'll probably try to do that tomorrow. I just don't feel comfortable talking about it publicly. But it really gave Handmaid's Tale. Serena Joy. Oh my God. I did not get good energy off of that. And I get like, you know, she's mourning and everything. But I don't know. It's just dark. It's just really dark. It's not good energy at all. It's just very dark energy.
When I go and lurk and look on X Twitter, y'all are the maddest people ever. Y'all are so angry for people who have everything. Y'all said you want your country back. You have it. The rest of us are sitting back.
It was when she addressed the nation. It was when she addressed the nation. That's what I'm referring to.
And trying to keep our peace and preserve our peace while you all are running the country. If the airlines are crashing, that's you. That's the people you wanted to run the United States government. The FBI, y'all are laughing at them on X Twitter and saying that they look ridiculous. That's your FBI. They've purged the people who made the FBI what it was. It's not what you wanted. You have your podcasters running the FBI. You have your friend from the real world running the Department of Transportation. That's what you wanted. There's no longer a gay guy there. The gay guy's gone. The gay guy's at home with his kid and his husband. He's not in charge anymore. The Department of Justice is what you wanted. It's your Justice Department that won't release the Epstein files. If you're mad about the Epstein files, you shouldn't be mad at me and the left. You need to be mad at Donald Trump. You all have the country. You run every red state like it's already Project 2025. You won't let women have abortions in Texas. They're literally dying of sepsis. That's what you wanted. You wanted women to have only 6 weeks to get an abortion in Georgia. You got it. You wanted Texas to be a petri dish and a laboratory for every right-wing, anti-black, anti-gay, anti-trans idea. And you also got rid of vaccines. Every child in Florida is now going to go to school with kids who could give them measles, mumps, and rubella and COVID. That's what y'all wanted. You now have a paradise in Florida where you can get sick, cough on people, let them die of whatever disease you're carrying. It's almost like you've got the pilgrims again that can come and cough on all the natives and take them out. That's what you wanted. You got it. You wanted Florida to be that. It's that. You wanted the United States to be Florida. It's that. But yet you all are still so angry. I don't understand it. I genuinely don't understand it. I don't mean to rant and rave, but I am genuinely trying to get to the bottom of what you all are so angry about. And I think I have a suspicion and I have a guess.
What? Yeah,
What you
what?
all are angry about is that while you have gotten everything you wanted on the right, we on the other side won't give you love for it. We won't respect you for it. We won't hail you for it. We won't respect you and say, hey, we want to, have you at the Oscars. We want to fet you. We want to make you guys, we want to wrap our arms around you. You want us to embrace you. You don't just want to run us and tell us what to do and tell us what to think and tell us what to read and tell us what history we can have. You don't just want to tell us what to do.
Does that not sound like narcissism to y'all? Hello? Hello? You know how social media and women love to throw narcissists around. They don't sound like narcissists to y'all? They don't sound like narcissism to y'all? That's why I can't take us serious no more. As a collective, I can take my community of women serious. Please put lights in the chat, please. The candle, put the light emoji in the chat. I can take my community of women serious, but I can't take the collective of women serious. This 2025 was supposed to be the rise of the divine feminine. Yet we can't even discern situations like this. Not my community of women. And then not only that, my community of women, we didn't celebrate this man's death. I have a Discord, I have a Patreon, not one member. I have over 2,000 members on Patreon, and I don't know how many members in Discord. Not one of my members celebrated that man's passing. And you know what? I didn't even have to say anything. I didn't have to tell them don't celebrate this man's death because we're not like that. But I said too, because a lot of people were gaslighting me about how Charlie Kirk isn't racist, right? But the community that he led is. And I believe that your community is an extension of yourself. They are an extension of who you are. You have shared values, principles. I didn't have to tell my community not to celebrate his passing because we don't do stuff like that. But it's interesting how his community is just angry, violent, and just racist. I find that to be interesting. So my community didn't even do that. So when I say the collective of women, I'm talking about as a whole. I don't believe in it anymore. I believe in my community of women. I do. Mainly because they're willing to put in the work, look at their shadow side, do shadow work, take accountability, and proactively work on changing their life. Even when they fall off, they still get back up and they try again. So I believe in my community, but I don't believe in the collective anymore. Too much has been revealed to me. So it is what it is. So like-minded women, yes, I believe in us. I still believe in us. It may be a smaller group. It's okay. We can build, we can expand, we can grow, and we can welcome new people that are now awakening. Like the woman in the beginning of this live, she's waking up, right? And we welcome those that are waking up, that are willing to do the homework themselves and not ask us to do the homework for them, but they do the homework themselves to figure out the truth. We welcome you. We do. We welcome you. But the collective of women, I don't see the purpose in it anymore, unfortunately. Like, this was our time to stand together and to rise up. This year was about the divine feminine rising. And we are rising. It's just, I thought it would be a bigger collective group, and it's not. And I guess that's something that I'm just working through, accepting emotionally, because I don't know. I just wanted it to be a bigger community, but I'm seeing that that's not possible. And that's okay. It's okay. It's okay. We're gonna be all right. It's all right. But I was just hoping that it would be more. So give grace. We welcome those that are still struggling. We welcome those that are still slowly waking up, right? And there may be confused a little bit. We welcome them. Okay. So be nice If they ask questions, point them in the right direction, but don't do the work for them. Have them do the work themselves, because it's a truth that they have to seek themselves and accept. It's not for us to impose on them or to force on them. Okay. So let me continue. But 2025 is the rise of the divine feminine. And it's, as you can see, it's necessary. It's very necessary.
Want us to embrace you. What you really want is to sit at our table. You're mad because while you are running the country into the ground, you're destroying your own farmers with tariffs. You're destroying your own farmers by taking away their subsidies that used to go with USAID. You got what you wanted. They've ended the farm subsidies. These are the things y'all asked for. You got your big, beautiful budget. That's what you wanted. Trump gave it right to you. You got your permanent tax. You're still pissed because the left,
That's
the
true.
other side, the majority,
That's very true.
we still cannot stand you. We cannot stand Christian nationalism. We don't want it. And because we will not say we want your Christian nationalism, we embrace your Christian nationalism.
We want God. Okay. Because you know how people would like to call you a devil worshiper when you say that. No, 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 no. We want God. Okay. The Almighty. We want God. And we believe in Christ conscious. But the white Christian nationalism, absolutely not. Absolute. We don't want that. Okay. That's what we're getting at here. That's where I'm getting at here. All right. That's where I'm getting at. So we don't want that. I don't think people know the difference, and I highly recommend that you educate, okay, yourself to learn and to understand the difference so that we're not confused and divided and at each other's throats for absolutely no reason. Okay? Because there's a lot of that going on. There's a lot of that going on.
We like your Christian nationalism. We like you. Because we won't do that, that's why you're still mad. But guess what we're going to keep on doing? We're going to keep on being moisturized and unbothered, and we still not going to like it. We're never going to like Christian nationalism. We're never going to accept it.
Joy Reid said she's going to be unbothered. I said I was going to be unbothered too. That's what I said. Yep. And some of us are being spiritually led, and we really are tapped in. And so we are all doing the same thing without being told, without even having a conversation with each other. Because we know that this is a bait. That's what we know. If you're smart and you can weed through manipulation, you know that they have been baiting us literally all year. All year. And if also too, another thing that I want to point out is that them letting us go as Black women too, that's intentional too. They're trying everything to get us outside. They really are. But I'm going to tell you that you have to be smarter and you have to move better than what they are predicting you to move. See, this is why chess is important, not checkers. See, the girl that was outside and she was celebrating, she was playing checkers. We're playing chess. All right. Sit down, moisturize. All right. And if you're on my Patreon, if you're in my Discord, light those candles, sis. Okay. Light the candles. But we're going to be sitting down. Okay. Because we don't have time for any of this. We don't have time for this. This is all a setup. This is a scheme that Ty set up, and they want us to go outside, and we are not doing that. Okay.
Never going to be down with it. And our squad is bigger than your squad at the end of the day. We have the Boricuas. We got the Mexican Americans. They done woke up. They said, whoo, Lord, let's go ahead and go with these folks. We got the spicy whites. The spicy white folk are with us. They're with us.
Wait a minute. Spicy whites? I'm going to have to start calling them that. Wait a minute. The spicy whites? I like that.
Right? We got the Asian Americans who woken up and said, whoa, we better be with them. Right? Chinese Americans, they see you. Japanese Americans are like, you're going to do internment again? We see you.
South Koreans
are like, oh, we see you. Y'all gonna kick the South Koreans out. Now you're going to cry because Georgia's going to have a worse economy because you're not going to get to have the South Koreans teaching y'all to have those high-tech jobs. The South Koreans are like, oh, well, sure hate it. Africa's like, we're just going to do business with each other. We got BRICS. We don't need y'all. Tourists are like, we don't need y'all. The African Americans, the Caribbean Americans are getting together and said, yo, why are we fighting each other? Caribbean Americans are like, yo, we were y'all. We've been hip hop together. Let's go off. And you're mad at us because we do not want to be with you. This America you want, that's yours, y'all. You keep it. We don't want
it. Let me see. Oh, this is important.
Let me make it clear. I am against the celebration of Charlie Kirk's death, not because I like him,
I'm against the celebration of Charlie Kirk's death because the people in power will use that to separate the left and the right so that we never develop class consciousness and we keep fighting each other instead of focusing on the people at the top. It has been, and it will always be the agenda to keep us divided and conquer us, to keep us manipulated and keep us controlled. So for the love of God and for the love of humanity, stay fucking focused.
Listen, y'all done fired me up. Y'all done woke me up. Okay, I'm back. Hello, I'm back. Y'all done woke me up. Okay, because I'm just like, why am I getting like what? Why am I getting a text? The hell? Please, 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 please.
I'll say it once, I'll say it again. They're not mad at whatever the fuck. They're mad at the fact that us black folk are not paying them any mind. They're attention whores. That's what they want. They want the attention from us. No, they are so eager to press a button and start a race war. That's exactly what the fuck they want. And we just paying them dust. That's why they're really fucking mad. That's why they keep bringing up Black Lives Matter. They're trying to rage bait. That's what they're trying to rage bait. And it's not working because nobody gives a fuck. Sooner or later, they will stop. But then something's gonna happen again, and then they're gonna start again. So it's a never-ending cycle with them motherfuckers. Never ending, never ending, never ending, never ending.
So what I need is for I need my community of people. I need you to buckle down because it is they're gonna throw everything at us, literally everything. And this is mental. This is mental. This is mental. This is mental. Get you some of that Saint High John oil. I can't stress this. You gonna need it. You gonna need it. Get you some of that Saint High John oil. I cannot stress that enough. Get you some. All right. Wear it daily. All right. It's very protective. Okay. It's anointed oil. Saint High John oil. I cannot stress that enough. All right. Carry it on you. Rub it on you. Use it daily if you need to protect yourself mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. On my Patreon, I showed you how I protected my home. Okay. How I protect my home. I don't play about my home. I protect my home spiritually. Okay. So I showed you how to do that. It's time for you to up your protection. Okay. And to protect not only yourself, but your family, your finances, your job, your homes. All right. This is not the time to be questioning your faith. This is the time to get deeper in it. All right. That's what this is. Okay. You in Revelations, they talked about false prophets being exposed. Hello. So who do you turn to? Within. Okay. That lady in the beginning of this live, she was like, I don't know what to do. You turn within. You face yourself. Okay. And if you have to call out to God, call out to God. God gonna come. I'm gonna tell you go sit by water. I'm gonna tell you to go out into nature. God will come for sure, especially when you out in nature and you're by water. Okay, so it's just time for you to up your protection. Okay, dust off the Bible and start reading it. I mean, I'm gonna tell you to start with Psalms. Get into it. All right.
All these videos, the left will pay. The left will pay. Girl, they just want to rise. That's all it is, girl.
And then I'm like, are they getting paid to rage bait us like this to go outside? Like
What a bore. You know what I'm saying?
Let me continue. Okay, so we gotta leave it on some inspirational. Let me see. I'm gonna start with him.
Charlie Kirk did not deserve to be assassinated. But I'm overwhelmed seeing the flags of the United States of America at half-staff calling this nation to honor and venerate a man who was an unapologetic racist and spent all of his life sowing seeds of division and hate into this land.
And people be like, listen, the body of the Spirit is working through this church. Now, I can't say all churches, but the body of the Spirit is working through this church because he delivered a message. You know what I'm saying? It's discernment. The body of the Spirit is definitely working through this church. That's why I'm like, what church? Where is this at? Can y'all tell me? Is this Chicago? Is this Chicago? Let me know. Or is this in Houston? I think the other one is in Houston. Let me know. Where is he out of?
And hearing people with selective rage who were mad about Charlie Kirk but didn't give a damn about Melissa Hortman and her husband when they were shot down in their home, tell me I ought to have compassion for the death of a man who had no respect for my own life. I am sorry, but there's nowhere in Bible where we are taught to honor evil. And how you die does not redeem how you lived. You do not become a hero in your death when you are a weapon of the enemy in your life. I can abhor the violence that took your life, but I don't have to celebrate how you chose to live. I am overwhelmed.
Let me continue. Let me continue. Whew.
Because life will try to rob you of your soul. If you lived through last week, there were reasons that tried to rob you of your soul. Now, I know that we all got caught up on one death, but I want to be clear that Kirk was not the only one that died last week. His black body is being killed all across the country every week. And we ain't making it a major news story. I think we need to be careful that we don't think just because white-on-white crime happened that it's more important than when other crimes happen as well. Okay, I'm just saying. And let's keep going. Last week in Denver was the 47th school shooting this year. And we got to be careful that we don't lose our song and get so comfortable with the hell that's raging in our streets. We still got to be conscious that there's some things happening in this world that are trying to rob us of our song. I really despise the way that Kirk was killed last week. I despise the way he was killed. Shouldn't have gone down like that. But political violence ain't nothing new to this nation. Now, let's be clear. Let's be clear. They killed our ancestors over political violence. That was political violence right there. Knees on necks, that's political violence right there. Shooting you down for having some Skittles and a drink, that's political violence right there. Let's be clear, this ain't new. This ain't new. And I want them to be just as concerned about Kirk, and be just as concerned about Trayvon as they were about Kirk. And just as concerned about my brother that just got shot last night as they were about the brother that got shot a couple days ago. And while I'm on that, can I go a little farther? You and I need to be very careful. All of us need to be careful of the public positions that we take.
Ooh, he ain't lying.
Be very careful. Mr. Kirk said for years that sometimes there in schools there has to be some live sacrifice to protect the Second Amendment. I'm not making it up. Some lives have to be taken to protect the Second Amendment. Got to be careful of the positions you take, because they might just come back and take you. I am not applauding his death. That boy should not have died. His children got to be raised without a father. His wife has to deal with living without her husband. It should not have gone down like that. But the Bible says, if you live by the sword,
oh my God.
Be careful of your public positions, because the Bible says you will reap what you sow.
Oh! Well, that's all I got. Okay. Thank you for joining me Between Two Worlds with Yoni, where duality isn't conflict, it's a conversation. But honestly, I'm gonna have to check out his church. I've never been. I'm gonna have to check out his church. I'm gonna have to check it out. I am. I know, right? This is what's missing. And I'm not talking about, I'm talking about real preaching. You know what I mean? Where you can tell it's spiritually led. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. So that's all that I have regarding this video. Please give the video a thumbs up and share it with those. Get the message out that, listen, they are trying to bait us. Okay? Protect your peace, protect your home, protect your family, protect yourself. Okay? Protect your finances, protect your credit, protect yourself. Okay? Because again, they're trying to do everything, and it just seems like they really want a race war. And we're not going to celebrate this man's passing to fit that. We're not going to go out and do anything. We're going to sit down and we're just going to moisturize and we're going to be unbothered. That's all we're going to do. We're not laughing. We're not mocking. We're not doing anything. Okay? That's where I stand. Thank you for joining me, and I hope to see you in my next one.
This is my opinion. I'm free to state my opinion anytime I like, right? Thank you.
I don't want you to feel like that, but yeah, feel like that.
This is my opinion. I'm free to state my opinion anytime I like, right? Thank you.
I don't want you to feel like that, but yeah, feel like that.